Hi, in this session, we will discuss about the relationship between line and phase value of balanced delta connected three phase system, and also the total power of three phase delta connected system and the apparent power for the three phase delta connected system. So let us start with finding the relation between line and phase values of balanced delta connection. In delta connection, we know that the three phases are connected in such a way that it forms the closed loop, um, that is, starting end of each coil is connected to the finishing end of the another coil. So as we see in this first figure, so let us take the different parameters, that is the line currents. Let us take IR as the line current through the line R, and IY is the line current through the line Y, and IB is the line current through the line B. So IR, IY and IB are the line currents. So line current is nothing but the current flowing through each lines. And the phase currents, let us say the current flowing through each phases. So here the phases are connected between two lines, therefore the current flowing through the phase R, so which is nothing but between R and B, or between R and Y. So therefore the phase currents are IRY, IYB and IBR. So these three represents the phase currents. Let us call the phase current as IP and the line currents as IL. So in the balanced system, the phase currents flowing through each phases will be equal. Therefore, let us consider IRY equals to IYB equals to IBR, which is equals to IP. And let us write the phasor diagram for these line currents and then phase currents, starting with or before writing the phasor diagram. So we can just see here each phase current is nothing but, or each line current is nothing but the vector difference between the corresponding phase currents. I repeat, each line current is equals to the vector difference between the corresponding phase currents. That is, here you can see at point R, IR is equal to IRY minus IBR. You can also consider as the KCL applied at the point R. I repeat, the line current IR is nothing but IRY minus IBR. Therefore, we can just indicate this with the phasor diagram. That is, IR is the resultant of IRY minus IBR. So, IR here we have written, which is the resultant of IRY and IBR. Otherwise, we can also write in a simple way. Let us write the line current first. So IR and IY and IB, which are displaced with the 120 degree each other, and so we can take IR as the resultant of IRY and IBR, and IY is the resultant of IBY and IRY, and IB is the resultant of IBR and then IYB. Okay, so let us put that with an equation. Okay, so from the first figure, line current is the vector difference of the phase currents of the concerned phases which we are taking. So example, that if we are taking the line R and the line current is IR, the vector difference of the phase current is IRY and then IBR. Therefore, IR is equal to IRY minus IBR. Or we can also write this expression in vector sum form, that is IR is equal to IRY plus of minus IBR. And so from the vector diagram, that is from this phasor diagram, okay, the angle between IRY and IBR is 60. So just indicate angle between this and this is nothing but 60 degree. Okay. So from this, if you from this if you consider this parallelogram, according to the vector addition rule, we can write the resultant vector, that is IR, as square root of IRY square plus IBR square plus 2 times IRY IBR into cos of angle between IRY and IBR, which is 60 degree. Okay, I repeat, according to the vector addition rule, so this resultant vector IR can be taken as IRY square, square root of IRY square plus IBR square plus 2 times IRY IBR into cos of angle between IRY and IBR, which is cos 60. So we have written in this way. For the balanced load, we know that phase currents in each winding will be equal, and let us take the phase current as IP. So each of these phase currents we will replace with IP. Okay, so we have just replaced with IP. So therefore IP square 2IP square plus 2 times of, here again IP square it becomes, and cos 60 degree, if you just solve this, it becomes root 3 times IP. Okay, right. So cos 60 is nothing but 1 divided by 2. So 2 get cancels. IP square plus IP square, it becomes 3IP square. Let us take IP outside of the square root. It becomes IP, and let us keep 3 within the square root. So we can write IR is equal to square root of 3 times IP. Similarly, if we consider the line Y, so let me just go back to this. If you consider this line Y, at this particular point, you can just notice IY is nothing but the vector difference between the two phase currents, that is for the concerned phases, that is IYB minus IRY. I repeat, at this line Y, the line current IY is equal to IYB minus IRY. Accordingly, so you can write IY is equal to IVB minus IRY, and hence, so we will follow the same procedure and will get the line current through the line Y as root 3 times of IP. Similarly, for the phase B, so at this particular point, if you consider the line current IB is equal to the vector difference of IYB minus IBR, or IBR minus IYB. So therefore, which is equals to root 3 times IP. So what we can conclude in three-phase delta connected load, line current is equal to root 3 times phase currents. Okay, and also we can just notice here, so each phase is connected between two lines, that is the phase B and R, it is connected between the two lines R and B, and this another phase is connected between the two lines R and Y, and one more phase is connected between Y and B. Therefore, what we can see here, the voltage across each phase is equals to the line or the phase voltages. Therefore, the line voltage is equals to phase voltage for the three-phase delta connected system. I repeat, in delta connected network, there is only one phase between any pair of the line outers. Therefore, potential difference between the lines is nothing but line voltage, which is same as the phase voltage. Therefore, line voltage is equal to phase voltage. So we will conclude for the three-phase delta connected system, line voltage is equal to phase voltage and line current is equal to root 3 times of phase current. Now let us calculate the power for the delta connected load. If the phase current has a phase difference of phi with the phase voltage, then we can just write the power outcome from each phase as Vp Ip into cos phi. So the total power outcome for the three phases, we know that power outcome of each phase is equal. So multiply that with 3, that gives the total power outcome of the three-phase system. Therefore, which is equals to 3 times of power outcome of each phase, which is Vp Ip into cos phi. So we know that, so this is in terms of phase parameter, the total power outcome, and we can also write this in terms of line parameters as power is equal to root 3 times line voltage into line current into power factor. Power factor is cos phi. So how we will get this is, we know that IL is equal to root 3 times of IP. So we can replace IP as IL by root 3. So replace this IP as IL by root 3. So we will, and Vp is equal to VL, that is phase voltage is equal to line voltage. So we will get P is equal to root 3 times VL IL into cos phi, which is power factor. Now the apparent power is nothing but 3 times the apparent power from each phase. So apparent power is nothing but simply the product of voltage and current from each phases. So the voltage and current from each phases Vp and Ip, multiply that with 3, that gives the apparent power of three-phase delta connected system. So we can also represent in terms of line parameter, that is replace Vp with VL and Ip as IL by root 3. So we'll get apparent power as root 3 times VL into IL. So this is what the powers for the three-phase delta connected system. Thank you.